Hey, we're Matt and Cheryl with We're in the Rockies. Recently we visited this new crazy place we've heard about called Meow Wolf, actually called Omega Mart, created by a company called Meow Wolf. And this is in Las Vegas. We visited it on our way to the Grand Canyon. We had heard so much about it, we had to go check it out. So in this video, we want to give a little review of Omega Mart for you. Omega Mart is a popular and quirky attraction in Las Vegas. It's a little hard to explain exactly what it is, but in this video, we'll do our best to explain and review this new attraction.
So we recently went to Las Vegas on our way to the Grand Canyon, and in addition to checking out some of the popular casino resorts and taking in the usual Bellagio water show, we decided to head off the strip to this strange new attraction we had heard a lot about.
Omega Mart is an attraction created by a company called Meow Wolf. You heard me right, Meow Wolf. That should give you a hint about how strange this whole thing is. Meow Wolf creates, quote, large-scale immersive art installations. Put simply, it's modern art that you can play with.
After making a few small-scale projects, the company created the first flagship operation called the House of Eternal Return in Santa Fe, New Mexico in 2016. They used 135 artists to create it. It was a huge success, so they created a new attraction in Las Vegas with plans to expand to Denver and Phoenix.
The Las Vegas attraction is located in an art district called Area 15, which of course is a play on nearby Area 51 in Nevada. Here at Area 15, they've created an art center. This is kind of a place where art meets entertainment. Area 15 is free to wander around outside. It's also free to enter the big warehouse, although currently you need to obtain a ticket online before entering. I'm not sure if this is due to COVID or if this is just standard practice.
Once inside, a huge flashing skull greets you. There is a food and drink court. There are also multiple different attractions, all of which cost money to enter. Omega Mart is just one of these attractions, but I'm guessing it's currently the most popular.
Okay, now let's talk about what Omega Mart is. Well, let's try to talk about what it is. First, it's a grocery store, but it's not your ordinary grocery store. All of the items are
weird.
For example, instead of Advil PM, they sell corn PM. The salted peanuts contain no peanuts, just 100% salt. Avocados are coin bags.
We played a little prank on our youngest kids and told them we had to stop by the grocery store to pick up a few things. They realized it was a hoax when they found the Dositos pillow. They had no idea how much weirder it was about to get.
A large part of the attraction is just wandering around to see the products. Check out the strange product names, but also pick them up and look at the labels for endless little Easter eggs. By the way, you can actually purchase any of the store items to save as a memento, or perhaps even to consume. To be honest, I'm really not sure what would be found in a mammoth meat can.
You can ask one of the store workers about the scavenger hunt. We didn't do this, but if you do, they'll give you a card which you can insert into different computer stations to get more information for your next mission.
Speaking of the store workers, many of them are just as weird as the store. We saw one worker walking around randomly shooting people with her scanner gun. Another one wouldn't stop nodding her head at us. So we had our equally crazy 10-year-old son go toe-to-toe with her in a nodding contest. Every once in a while, the store has a little meltdown, and an alien of some sort comes onto the TV and says a few things.
But wait, there's more. There are multiple portals in the grocery store which will lead you to a secret world behind the scenes. Our son found a portal behind the shirt section, but the camping section and drink cooler will also take you to the strange places.
Make sure you don't have extreme sensitivity to flashing lights, because once you're behind the scenes, you'll encounter an onslaught of fluorescence and strobe lights.
Just wander around and don't be afraid to see where the hallways take you. We let our kids take turns leading us around, but we were concerned we could get separated from them. If we lost track of them, it might be a while before we reconnected, which might have freaked them out a bit. I'm sure store workers would have helped, but since we had no idea how big the place was or how many portals there were, we made sure to keep them close, especially because there is no cell service in the building.
Our kids' favorite part of the attraction was the slides. There's also a strobe light room and a telephone booth with a list of phone numbers you can call for a surprise on the other end.
Portal sickness hotline and the money tornado. What should I try?
Ooh, the money tornado.
Dram it.
Okay. We need a money tornado.
It's busy. Money tornado is busy.
The whole thing reminded us a little of the City Museum in St. Louis, which is a repurposed warehouse with slides and crazy designs everywhere. This whole section is dark, so it's hard to convey by video, which wouldn't really do it justice anyway. You really have to experience this.
Okay, so let's talk about what we liked about Omega Mart. We made our visit in June while Las Vegas was experiencing a heat wave, 117-degree heat wave. So the AC and darkness of the attraction was a very welcome reprieve.
We enjoyed the fun spirit of the employees, the quirky humor of the phone booth, and the exciting atmosphere once you entered the secret portal through the freezer. There was so much to look at and do, including slides, making music, and exploring unmarked doors and secret crevices.
It's one visual surprise after another, and you have to give credit to the artists for their creative efforts in making art something anyone can interact with. The whole experience was so immersive that when we left Omega Mart to use the restroom in Area 15, I found myself reading the signage to ensure I was indeed heading to the women's restroom, and I still half expected the water in the sink to come out purple.
Now for what we didn't like. First, it was definitely sensory overload. I've never noticed a problem with flashing lights, and I have to admit I was getting a bit of a headache. It was just a lot of flashing lights. Second, we mentioned that we were a little concerned about losing our little ones. I'm not sure if others have experienced this, but if the kids go one way and you go another, even for a moment, you might get separated. Don't get me wrong, the room isn't pitch dark, but there are enough tunnels and secret passageways that you could get separated.
Third, I thought it was a little smug. Omega Mart was definitely looking down its nose on the prepackaged, buy-in-bulk, preservative-filled items the masses purchase at local superstores. And they have the audacity to pitch products like chumps, pillows disguised as chips, assuming that we are chumps and would pay $40 for this small polyester pillow. But I guess if we'll pay $45 for entrance into this place, perhaps they're right.
Okay, now for a few details.
Parking at Area 15 is free. We had our truck and trailer and parked far in the back. Remember that it's free to wander around outside of Area 15. It's also free to wander around inside, but you do need to reserve a ticket.
Remember, to get into Omega Mart, it costs money. A lot of money, actually. $49 per adult and $45 per child. Omega Mart prefers that you pay online ahead of time, but we purchased it at the walk-up window. They have windows of time to enter, which I think again is due to COVID. Masks were not required, however.
They say they are open Monday through Sunday, which sounds like every day to me, from 10 a.m. to midnight. To go down the slides, you must wear closed-toed shoes.
It took us about 2 hours to explore the place. As we mentioned, we did not do the scavenger hunt, which I've heard takes at least 3 hours.
Many reviewers we read online said they spent a few hours exploring and would love to go back and spend a few more hours. We didn't feel the need to read every label on every product, and we don't feel the urge to return immediately to discover more.
Which brings us to our final thought. Is it worth it to go to Omega Mart?
At $45 or $49 for adults, it wasn't cheap to take our family of 6 here. Our take is that it's priced slightly above what it's worth, but that's not to say it isn't worth it. Las Vegas isn't an inexpensive place, and a lot of touristy things are a little overpriced. In reality, I'd expect to pay a little more for one-of-a-kind attraction like this.
And this is definitely a one-of-a-kind attraction. It's something that neither us nor our kids will soon forget. So if you're in Las Vegas and you've won a few bucks, or if you'd rather not lose your money at the craps table, you can certainly have a few hours of fun here at this truly unique experience.
If you enjoyed our review of Omega Mart, check out our other videos. We travel in the West and like to give handy tips in the history of many of the sites in the West, including southern Utah and many of the things out in the Las Vegas area. So more videos to come. Check out that playlist. Thanks for watching.